All right, so I just thought of some conversation starters. Obviously, Steve, Steamcleanservices.ca, Denzell, freshen up detailing, right? Franchisee, longtime entrepreneur, and myself, Spike. We beautify boats on the water every day. We work so they can play. Right. Yeah, I want to. He's been here for about a half hour. We've been chopping up a little bit, but maybe you could tell him about your experience. Like you guys trade experience.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, I had a business, a steam cleaning business, auto detailing business about over 10 years ago, where I brought this system to Canada, which was these machines, which are like crazy expensive, $6,500 back then. But it did the best work, no chemicals, just turning 10 liters of water into pure steam. You can clean the outside, turn down the moisture out of the steam. You can clean the inside of the car with dry steam, sanitizing it in the vents, everything. And very, very successful business. I had a lot of contracts, very good contracts. Quite a few of the hotels. We've got Trump hotels, about 6 other hotels downtown.
Oh wow.
Which, because if you think of it, some people book into a hotel, they bring the car in, and they want the car cleaned the next morning. I had a 24-hour service. The hotel would call me and get my guys out there. They didn't have to move the car. That was the best thing. Because for a lot of the hotels, what they needed to do, if someone wants the car detailing or clean, they'd have to take the car, drive it to a detailing place. And that's how I actually first got the Trump Hotel, because one of the valets smashed a 7 Series BM, and there was a big commotion because he took it to get it cleaned and came back and smashed it.
Oh, lovely.
So, whereas I think
we're switching company now.
Just at the right time, the right place at the right time. Luck. Sometimes that's what it takes, right? Yeah. So then, having got one hotel, I've got a few other hotels by using the Trump Hotel. Well, I've got a contract with them now, and then so it was started. And then
I remember coming to see you, and you're running in the underground.
That's right. Yeah. I got one of my clients. She's a lawyer at Steamcleanservices, which is 316 Wellington. She's there on the top floor there. She got me into the basement and the parking there, so I got all the lawyers' cars. So quite a few contracts, which yet when I sold the business, the guy never followed through with all those contracts, even to the extent of I used to do all of Drake's cars, the Bugatti, the Phantom, the Ranger, all his cars.
Oh wow.
The guy never followed through. So all of them now, 10 years later, or 12 years later, let's say, I'm starting the business again. And I'm going to pull all these contracts back because they'll remember me. You cannot forget me. Once you've met me,
it's the UK boy.
Yeah, I know. I can hear it in that.
You can't forget me, right? So basically, that's
that's how I met Steve. He used to have a boat down at Ontario Place Marina.
Oh, okay.
And it was UK boy.
Spelled B-U-O-Y.
Yeah. Very boaty of you.
So So listen, I've always been, I've never had a resume in my life, so I've always worked for myself.
Or
my other job now, I'm a realtor. I do training. I do kickboxing training. I do whatever it takes. I do. All right. So
fair enough.
But right now, I've got the business. I've bought the machine, another machine, which is a lot more than what I paid for the other one. But anyway, it's good, but not as good as it could be. This machine. The only a Spike.
Yeah, we took it out to National Yacht Club and give it a test run, and
it was good in the sense that it could do everything, but
I
couldn't take the moisture out as much as I could with the other machines, where and all I had to do was turn a switch to reduce the moisture. But the good thing about this machine is that I can actually maintain it myself. But so going back to I'm going to get some other machines, but I'm not going to get the same one. We've got good use for that one.
Yeah.
But
it's resources, it's equipment we can build into that in the future. But why don't you let us know what your career path has been through detailing?
Yeah. So I've been in the industry now for the past 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
I used to work for somebody before while I was in university. So I saw that he wasn't doing it properly, and I realized there were some gaps in what he was doing. So I opened it up myself. Long story short, I started out with my car, bought my first van, filled that up, and hired employees, bought a second van. Now I'm on my third van, and I got 2 franchisees, one in the West and one in Ottawa. Fully built out water tank, generator, etc. all in the vans. So this season I realized that there's not too much money in the car industry based off of what I've been doing, because I scaled it. At least I think I scaled it pretty hard. So I'm going to kind of transition now into focusing more on boats, just so I can scale the company better and quicker.
Fair enough. I hear what you're saying, but I still believe in the cars, because for me, I wouldn't do it the way you were doing it because to me that I would feel. I'm trying to work on the concept here of reduced water. Right? You go to a car wash, or you're going to use about 250 to 300
Liters
liters
of
or
water.
gallons of water.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, we can scale it down significantly, maybe like maximum 30 gallons of water, max. It can be even less than that.
Well, this is what, our issue with the boats is every time we show up, it's hose.
Yeah.
Right? Link up hose, top to bottom, front to back, right? We rinse it, we soap it, we spot detail it, we rinse it, we dry it, fine detailing. But it's tons of water. Right? But getting your machines, scaling up the machines where the prep washes are always being done with steam, and we're exercising that reduction in water, and it's also a spectacle.
Yeah.
Right? Even when I'm using my little suitcase steamer and people see steam pissing out the windows, they're like, what's going on in there? That's a serious detail. Right? So like that's my vision for the steam edition. But how we got introduced, I guess you've been following me online for a little bit, but as he started doing boats, he showed me a boat the other day that I had worked on like 12 years ago. I recognized that bottom paint. Right? And like, the gray stripe on it was beat when I seen it last. I don't even think I did a polish on that boat. I just got hired for his bottom paint, but he was knocking it out. And it was just like, he wants to do more boats, and he's got like 2 booked in the next week. Now he's got 4, right? It scales up quick, but it's like I had to take care of like 2 yesterday, and I've got 10 to visit this week. But actually touch boat, got to watch the weather, right? It's very contingent on weather. But the whole point of these documents, basically there's 3 pages here, and I just, started highlighting our conversation and asking for iterative conversation openers that I'm hoping you guys can review after the fact. I just wanted to put us in the round and say, what's up? What's your vision? Like, number 1 is discussing the shared vision. For me, I want to scale the yacht detailing business to 2 million gross annually. That's what I want to accomplish. I've been able to do 5 running on my own with solid managers that have driver's licenses and an eye for detail. I can run 8 to 15 people, right? But I think a key crew is 8 people, right? And being able to schedule them where they're not doing more than 40 hours a week, right? They're balanced out, and each of us running 5 to 8 to 10 people, flexing. Like I've got a system for managing staff and scheduling people. It's a full CRM that takes care of all these things. If we can run it together and give each other like a couple days off a week where we can have life. But like
it's vitally important. That's vitally important.
When we're on. Like I push for 18-hour days. Like when I'm on task, I don't want to back off. I'll take on an extra boat. I'll bring out the light and I'll get after it,
Same thing.
But people aren't like that these days, right? We're the rare breed, and I recognize that just from chatting to you. I'm like, yo, if we pool this energy and this focus and this desire to be a detailer into a channel that has plenty of opportunity, right? All we need is the aptitude. We have the aptitude, and what I see is we scale, right? And if we're each running 5 to 8 people, that should be very, very easy.
So we still cover everything, though. I mean, like, as my business is Steamcleanservices. Before it used to be called Steamjet Auto Detailing, which was basically focusing on cars, detailing with steam.
So he's got plenty of paint correction experience as well as I do, right? Polishing, color correction, full on. He does the ceramic coatings, which I've never done, but you do the PPF as well.
No, I don't do the PPF. I subcontract it out. Subcontract.
Because the thing is that for me, I wanted to do where we can do it within a reasonable time for the amount that we charge. Because when you're doing, what do you charge? Would you say for
in and out?
Yeah.
On a car, sedans 200, SUV 250.
Okay. And how long does it take you?
By myself, 2 hours for car, about 3.5 hours for SUV. If it's 2 people, then it cuts it down significantly.
But what do you pay the person who helps you?
So I do it based on a car basis. So for example, on a Honda Civic, on a Honda Civic,
is it like 30% of what you bring in? Do you work on the percentage? Like
no, I don't really do it on the percentage. So on a sedan, it'll be $40 out of the 200.
Right, so that's around about.
So what I've been doing with this company for 4 or 5 years is actually a cost to earning ratio, right? So 1.3 is the basement, right? So if we're earning $3 and we're paying $1, that's stretching it. That's starving a business, right? For every dollar of payroll, you should be earning at least 7.
Of course.
And I've got the formulas in the spreadsheets to do that math per job, per week, per month.
But do the people earn enough to make a good living?
Hell yeah.
Okay, because remember that's the part one of the problems as well, and making enough.
Yeah. So wage, right? This is what we need to settle going iteratively through these questions that I set up is what are our earning goals, right? If the business does 2 million, what's our salary from that, right? Because the idea is to have managers. I salarize myself about $5,500 a month. Do you need more than that?
Yeah,
No, straight above board.
I still have the other things that I do as well.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like the training that I do gives me about 60 grand a year.
Yeah.
But I only do it in the mornings until about, so that gives me that
Okay.
whatever else I do. So
important info. So you just became the afternoon to evening freaking general.
Yeah, could even
right?
I could work easily.
Right. And you're an early riser.
What time is early?
Well,
I'm up at like 8 o'clock.
I'm here at 6:30. Right.
Yeah.
I can set up the day. You can clean out the first shift. You can get the second shift. Like that. That's how I'm trying to visualize it. Where we lean on each other, but we understand these are our boundaries. We have to exercise our energy in this framework for it to make sense, right? And setting your boundaries early, and this is how we run. We have very clear goals, very clear expectations, and finding each of our superpowers.
Right. So
right.
Here's the thing with you two guys. You've got your business running. You've got your business running. I bought one of those Nissan Envy vans. I've got the machine so far. I've just put my house up for sale, which, as Spike knows, that's where I'm going to get the balance. Because when I met Spike, I said I need to get this business up off the road. I've had the machine for nearly 5 months now, and I work from it. I've got a little garage at the house and work, detailed the cars there. But it's not the way how I did it before, right? So I need to get back.
Yeah, you had a shop right at Old Weston and St. Clair and Rogers, yeah.
So and plus we were doing mobile. The thing was the mobile. People like it, as you know.
Yeah, people love the mobile.
They life easy. You come to them, you do everything. They just save days of money, right? So I'm not. You guys are already set, in other words. Now I still need to build my stuff up in order to have that reputation and name.
And that's what I'm saying is discovering the superpower. Like you can run full out, full throttle, head never down, work, and push people, drag them along in your draft. Like, that's the example managers of a detailing crew, especially when you're on an 80-foot yacht. Right? Like we've got to move. We're trying to get out of here. We're trying to get it done. No details missed either, right?
Exactly.
But it's like, balancing out the schedule of activities as well, right? Like when I break down boats, it's deck service, hull service, bottom service, interior service. I love doing interiors. I love polishing. I hate bottom painting.
You're outside as well,
right?
Inside.
Yeah, well, it's the details, right? It's the details. But certainly when you get onto like, sea-doos, runabouts, day sailors, little bitty boats, right? You want to have a couple young
kids
just learning, right? And get them in those positions where they can learn the skills and the detail and the flow of something, but they can't lose any time, right? Like you leave a new person with a 40-foot boat, you're going to lose 2 days real
easily,
right? Easily. And that's a loser. But being measurable from the go, like I'm saying, that earnings to expense ratio, understanding that in a day, if we're like I have days where I touch 8-10 boats with, 2-3 crews, right? Pick them, drop them, pick them, drop them, pick them, drop them, right? Check their work, touch up, help them finish up, right? That's the way I move normally, is just like being the person to scoop them and dunk them, and dunk them.
You're right. That worked, because that's the business I had before. That's exactly what I had. I had 3 machines initially, and then I would, in the van, drop a machine there, drop a couple of people there, and you're right. And it does that way.
It does work.
It does really work.
It does work.
Yeah.
And you're just going around, and the minute you can they can say they're done. You can walk there in 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds. Say, "Oh, you just there."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let's get after that, but also don't be afraid to be the person that go and touch it.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Jai, I've got to call you back. I'm in a meeting, yeah? Love it.
Leadership roles, we'll figure it out as we merge our efforts. Team building, you know, we just basically had that discussion of, you know, we want to be the person that is managing, right? Like hands-on is great. We can lead by example, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've been through everything that can happen on a boat, and if you need backup or you need backup in a boat thing, I got you. Same thing with the cars. I've been doing it for time, and paint correction and tires off and seats out, and you know, it's all good, right? Training and development, client acquisition. How do you acquire clients currently?
You've seen my ad.
Yeah.
I'm very big on marketing online. That's my expertise, and that's where I get the most amounts.
Lawyer. Also.
Yeah, I just graduated law school as well
in
the UK.
In the UK.
In London.
Nice one. Huh?
Yeah.
Can you operate here though?
I'm doing all the conversion. No, I'm doing the conversion exams right now.
All right.
Yeah,
nice.
And then the bar.
Nice. What about London? What about England?
Straight like central London.
Central.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big brains.
We need that as well. Right?
Yeah, right? But yeah, client acquisition. How are you getting clients?
I can only. Right now, I've got 15 clients who they've followed me through everything I've done, and so they've got multiple cars. They're all millionaires. You know my client base. They're all millionaires. So those are the clients I'm working. I've got 5 cars between now and next week to do, but of course it's just me doing it, right? So and I'm doing it from my house. So that at the moment that's how I'm getting my clientele. But before I run the bloody the Groupon thing.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, but
lose money, man. Groupon?
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
No, but that was you might be talking now.
Yeah.
Now you might lose money. Now you use Instagram and all the modern stuff. But back then, I kid you not, I put up after 4 months of setting up the business, I did a Groupon. The first 3,300 people bought. Right, I was doing the detailing for 150 up to 225. Right. Obviously, you're doing half of that, so it was like 50, 75, and so on. I tell you something: 3,300 people bought my first check from Groupon because they send me the check once the people pay them.
Yeah.
Of $15,000. That bounced me up to getting a lot more machines and whatnot. But here's the thing: out of those 3,300 people, there was only 1,100 people who turned up to get their shit done. People buy on impulse.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. I'll buy it. They had 3 months to use it. Even Groupon would send out a reminder. After 2 months or 2.5 months, you've got 5 days, 10 days left to use this. People never turned up. And here's the best part. The people who did turn up, I upsold them. So from starting at 75, well, that's just for the basic clean. Or we do steam clean your engine. And that sounded, people were like, steam clean my engine? Yeah, we steam clean your engine. They fucking loved it. $30, right? All right, we'll do stains here, $40. So we would bounce it. A lot of them would. So I promise you, back then, that's
sales.
Yeah, you could,
you could chat them up until they're blue in the face.
Were you? I know you say you got the hotels and stuff like that. Did you do like a lot of in-person marketing too, like door-to-door type of thing, or how'd you get those guys?
Well, as I said, the first one with the Trump, which was a stroke of luck, and I can definitely go back to them, was because they one of their valet guys had smashed up a 7 Series Beamer, and we were just driving by my truck, saw all the commotion. So I stopped being the nosy person, British nosy person. You know what we're just like living there, right?
Yeah.
I just got, what's going on here? And he said it. So I says, this is what we do. We can come and detail your cars. You don't have to move it. It's steam clean. Well, the minute I said steam, the steam was what got them, right? And then basically I said, tell you what, get yourself and your manager, give me a call, and I'll come and do your cars for free. And that's how we got them. When they saw what was done and how the car looked and everything, and without moving it and all that, they loved it. Once I got that hotel, I thought, hang on, let me try the other hotels, and that's how.
Yeah, so you're face to face.
Yeah. I walk up there.
So you're face to face. I'm online.
I'm face to face and online.
Yeah, so
like I can point the camera at me. I'll just shoot and talk.
I told
it's
you that
fine.
the other day. This
right?
guy's like the talking and presenting on the video.
No, I'm good making content, doing podcasts, shooting YouTube videos. Right? I want to hire somebody to follow me with the camera and just ask me the question. let me
Right.
explain this entire
No,
process to you thoroughly.
You're great at that. Not just
And
good, you're
and
great
we
at
need to capture that
Oh,
that
yeah.
knowledge,
Content,
that mastery that I've attained from being in so many different
Well,
situations.
perfect. So I will go face to face with anyone, and as I said, that's how
Yeah.
And if you,
And that's really how I grew the business, was word of mouth on the docks.
Yeah.
Because I'm friendly, I'm personable, I'm
that's the
approachable.
best way, though, bro.
I got a purple frickin' van,
That's
right?
Stands
People
out.
are approaching it all the time, and
That's the
you know
best
that's a big thing. So I'm onto the second page,
Yeah.
administrative outsourcing. So
What does that mean?
things like payroll, accounting,
Oh yeah.
and insurance management, like contact. You know, I've set up an AI caller system.
Oh, I did that too.
Yeah, call it.
Right?
What does that do?
Is that fucking rad?
Sick, bro.
Yeah,
Sick. I love it.
See, I'm so back. Remember, I'm 58. You guys are.
So
babies,
essentially-
I'm 46. You're 30.
26.
26.
Yeah,
We,
yeah,
we,
I'm
we
young.
got
You're in the
generational
right
coverage
mindset.
here, right?
You're in the right mindset. For
Yeah,
modern,
and I'm a nerd.
And I'm the way back guy who can,
Yeah.
you know, I think of things and I can bring some good things to the table.
But differently, it was yeah, just thinking about, you know, who do you use for your accounting services right now? Do you outsource that, or do you do it all yourself?
No,
No, I outsource it. Yeah.
I've got a crazy lady. She used to work for the CRA, set up her business about 10 years ago, and she's on point. She can give you every which way around or how to do this. And
So is she doing bookkeeping or
she
accounting?
does both. She
Okay.
has a book. She has a bookkeeper who, once I give it, all I have to do with her is just I send her my. Remember back in the day, you used to have to take everything you bought, keep the receipt.
Sure.
Mhm.
I don't need to do that.
Just take a picture.
Just send them a bank statement.
Oh, okay.
She pushes me to use the.
As long as you use your card.
Yeah,
right?
but if there's stuff which I buy in cash, we can still get a statement. If there's a cash payment done for something, you can still get so long as I can show that it was that's not what the cash was paid for, then I can hand her that and that works as well.
Yeah.
And
How do you do your administrative work, the accounting, payroll?
So basically, my fiance is the bookkeeper for me. So if I make money, I tell her what I made. She does it, clients, etc. through Waves invoicing. So it's kind of like
Waves.
It's just
Okay.
free.
Yeah.
And then after that, every year, I just give it to my accountant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's how I
I'm
do
using the Visita CRM now, and I haven't utilized the reporting much. I just got it turned on about 2 months ago, but it's all online shopping, right? People can just buy yacht detailing service, but it lets me run the staff. It lets me keep track of the tax. It lets me keep track of everything, but I don't have a bookkeeper right now. I have an accounting service, Origami, where I just all my receipts in an envelope
I just give it to them.
and mail it to them. But they lost their bookkeepers.
but
I need a new bookkeeper.
But if you're using your cards for stuff, why would you need to? Why not just send me statements?
Some stuff's in cash.
Yeah, no, that's also. But I used to give it all to
All right. Okay.
my little Latin princess.
Right. Okay.
Here, right? A monthly statement, monthly report, quarterly report. Like I like having that definition of how the business is actually operating, seeing the business health very clearly processed by a professional and not just handed off, right? So as we're building out, you know, this track towards, you know, grossing 2 million annually through detailing, be it cars, boats, planes, whatever, right? I've done hood cleaning with my steamers.
Exactly, as I said,
right?
We need to cover everything, really.
Yeah.
It can't be. It's got. But for me, I wanted to push that's why I named the company, as I said, Steamcleanservices, so I can cover
everything.
in brackets. You could auto detailing, you know, and then put all the list of things.
We can do everything.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the ways that we can, you know,
Capitalize.
Yeah, exactly. Because once people see no chemicals as well, that was a big thing for me back then. People loved it. You know, so you're gonna clean this without any chemicals. Yeah, you know, and anything that you use, it's water based.
Yeah.
Not chemical.
Yeah, like tug scrub.
Yeah.
Right? 100% clean soap.
There you go. Exactly. So long as you put that.
So estimating. So you guys do standard prices as well?
Yeah.
Or it's known, but you have the opportunity to upsell, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, essentially.
But are you delivering estimates? Are you viewing estimates before the booking?
So like for boats, like do I go out and view before? I don't. I typically just try to get the picture. Because some of these guys are like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So to get the picture, give them a quote. If I go there and it's a shit show, then I tell them, hey, it's going to be this.
Okay. So the way I avoid that pain and strife is I have a booking fee. It's $250. And that $250 provides me with the time, fuel, and a nice lunch that day to go to that boat and review it properly.
Okay.
Right? Now that $250 is available to anyone that goes to do the estimate, right? Where your gas is covered, your time is covered, and actually scratch and sniff this boat and understand what needs to be done. These bookings come automatically online, right? Anyone that wants my service, We Beautify Boats service, starts there. Book Spike Now button, right? And it all comes through the website.
There's no issue, there's no problem with them paying the $250.
No, it's paid online, and it's rebatable, non-refundable, so it's credit towards the work that
I was
we're
just
going
about
to
to
do.
ask you that. Yeah.
Right, when I'm on site, I can open up the Visita and send them the estimate. Right, so I did something new this year, which is to go with median rates, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 70 to 80, blah 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 blah.
That's the fee.
And I've got a set 4 types of deck washes, depending how buggered it is. 5 different interiors, 5 different polishes. Deck and hull are separate, and I'm going to add in the bottom painting. Right, I'm trying to stay away from that because we have a major situation that I'm handling in a really unique way. That I want to include you guys in is VC17. Right, that copper bottom paint. Right, banned.
It's fine.
It was banned in November 2023. So over the next 4 years, all of those bottoms are going to get stripped. Right? So I normally charge $750 a foot to reset the bottom of a boat. It is dirty, disgusting work where you need environmental protection and readiness, like tarp the floor, build a cage around it, and get after it. Right? That's what this air mover and air cleaner are for. Right? But I also have the dustless sanders over there, and then, you know, the masks and the Tivik suits, and it's a major mission, and that's why I charge. It's like, you know, it's basically the fuck you rate. Like, don't ask me to do this shit. If you really want it done, pay that, and I'm happy to.
Yeah, exactly.
But
where else can they go?
Exactly, right? Everyone's shopping for sanders right now because, you know, that anti-foul, right? We're a boat owner. When it grows, you go slow and you burn gas, and, you know, it's a constant battle. So I discovered this laser abatement method where you can actually laser off the paint right down to the substrate. Right? I was showing some videos earlier. It's on the phone. I'll show you another time. But I'm going to be traveling down to Alabama in June to see this machine. It's about 14,000 Canadian, and the lady down in Alabama says she's cleaned up barges with it. She's got her son doing shopping carts. They've done hoods. They've done freaking doors, right? Like just strip paint everywhere.
That's about right. Well, that's the price of one of the new steam machines.
Right?
So it's a good investment.
Yeah, well, it's stepping up to meet this issue in the industry, which is, you know, of the, I want to say 400,000 boats that are in Ontario, right? 60% of them are sailboats, and probably 80% of those have VC17 on the bottom. So do the math. There's a lot of boats to strip and do cleanly, because most yards do not allow you to sand the bottom of your boat at all. You've got to have the boat moved to a tarped off section, build container, soda blaster come in, right? Some throw media at the boat, some just use the soda, and, you know, there's, you know, liquid stripping it, right? Laying it up, making a bubble, scrape, and then go with the sander. And it's messy work. It's messy work, and nobody wants to do it, but I'm figuring out a way.
How long would it take you to do that 50-foot boat?
With the laser, without having touched it.
The way you're doing it now?
The way I'm doing it now, probably about a week and a half.
Holy shit.
And how much you charge?
$750
by 50.
Okay.
It's about 20 grand.
That's a chunk of money.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's, you know, doing it with the laser, I bring it significantly down to make it accessible to more boats sooner, right? If we get 2 or 3 of these machines, like you're saying, get 2 or 3 steamers, I want to see what resources we have and how we apply them to specific needs in the industry, right? So that's a big one. We talked about scheduled days off, knowing for sure, absolute collaboration boundaries to prevent any potential conflicts or misunderstandings. So, you know, car marketing, walking away from cars completely? Are you willing to push cars his way and have him build a team where it's just cars?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you rock more on the
Boat
boats.
side.
He's evening closing guy because all the cars are knocked out in the evening. Set those boundaries, figure out your schedule, your windows, how you want to be applied and where, and we'll
So
start.
what is it that you're unhappy about?
Compensation. So, like I said, I put 100% into it, and I still didn't even cross 200. And it's a shit ton of expense, a shit ton of work. So now I'm thinking, if I put that type of effort into, for example, boats, the return is going to be obviously greater. Spike attested to that already, right? I was putting my heart, my soul, everything into it, getting clients, team, everything. And if you really look at the industry, there's no big top player that's doing millions in cars. And the closest person to that was Panda Hub, and now they completely switched their model, where they subcontract it out. So they'll have people like me on their platform and subcontract to me and take a percentage. So
Well,
people,
I'll tell you what
Well,
happens
I think-
up here and what happens down in the States is very
that's
different,
the thing too.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like my guy, Rich Light at Glosset, right? He's got a $5 million a year detailing business.
This summer all year round.
All year round Vegas,
Yeah,
and
that's the thing,
selling
too.
products and doing PPF and
Mhm.
doing,
Yeah, he's adding all those.
Right.
I
and he's got crew,
I
right?
still believe there's a big market because, as I said, I want to go in heavy with steam, and it's a lot fast. It's fast as well because you're not washing. You're doing this.
How do you do your washes on cars?
On cars, so I use water, power washer.
So what do you do first? So you
So I typically wash outside. So power washer, foam cannon, wash it again, rims, tires, etc. Then do the interior. I typically steam it as well.
it's a lot faster. A lot faster. 'Cause you
How
steam-
powerful is it?
How powerful is it?
It's good. It's
To the
good.
point where you don't need no
You don't need
compressor.
soap.
You don't need compressor,
You
no
don't need
nothing.
soap.
No,
Just
no.
steam and pipe.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
aren't you dragging around dirty?
No, because you're steaming and you're wiping at the same time. So the it comes out at like 110. And it's like it's powerful and hot.
So it's breaking on the
And you're
dirt.
breaking everything down, and it polishes it and shines it at the same time.
I gotta see this in action.
It's
I gotta
real.
see it in action.
Yeah, it's a vibe for real. So
Yeah.
jumping down the list, division of responsibilities, we're looking at that. Financial accountability. What measures should we put in place to maintain accountability and transparency? Like I said, we use the CRM, is seeing all of our hours, closing out jobs, knowing that, you know, we showed up for this team did this, it's recorded. The CRM allows us to do that, so we have clear accountability. Emergency protocols. I'll show up anywhere for anybody when it comes to the boat is not okay. I will race in that direction to sort it out. But you know, there's basically what I tell my crews is there's nothing you can do to a boat that I can't fix, or I don't know somebody to fix it, right? That comes to insurance, right? So I maintain 5 million liability, right? Business contractors insurance. What is your insurance policy?
Well, mine will be two. Well, it's going to be two. It's going to be 2 million.
Okay, you.
Currently it's 1, but I have a client that needs a minimum 3, so I'm gonna probably move. I'm gonna move it to 3.
So I use
for cars. I mean, which cars 2 million? You know, besides
Sure.
yours.
Well, yeah, with the yachts, it's typical they ask for 2. I always do 5 because
You can do
the
a lot more
indoor
damage.
heated storage
Yeah.
and one boat fall over.
Yeah, you can do a lot. You can do a lot more.
It's hard to
damage
do. It's extremely hard to do.
No, you're absolutely right.
But yeah, I maintain that. So having a policy for delivering detailing services that is cost effective and provides us coverage for many different scenarios.
How much do you pay for your 5 mil insurance monthly?
Oh, I pay it one time in the year. I think it was $3,200.
Yeah,
Okay, it's not that much.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
not.
300 something.
Yeah, monthly. What does that work out to? Like
I've got a
100
billion
and
for
something.
real estate, and that was $1,000.
For the year.
Yeah, for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There was an emission.
yeah, like I used to run 10 million for a full like boat builder's policy. Like I could disassemble a boat and put it back together again and be covered.
You know how
It's
to do
oh,
that?
Fuck, I can't do it. Right? So pay for it. But I never had to go there. But yes, I'm capable.
Oh wow.
Right? I know way too much about boats, but I focused on this channel of detailing to have a business in service that is scalable. Right? We have to bring people in, teach them a style, run a style, be consistent, and grow our availability, grow our awareness, the branding, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, yeah, I seen you printed some shirts. What do you have branded?
Yeah, I got everything branded: shirts, sweaters, t-shirts, hoodies, hats.
So like,
I got all of
I've
that.
got some basic hats and, you know, these gray shirts, you know, long sleeve when you're working outdoors in the sun all the time. We're not pigmentally challenged, but I've had Irish and see blisters come up on people, right? Major sunburn, right? Heat exhaustion, drinking water, like those are like real emergencies where having the right gear while you're working on the water is extremely important, right? So it's always like, everyone gets a water bottle. I've got like 40 water bottles, right? Reusable. I used to carry around 10-liter water boxes and train people to drink water, right?
It's true.
Yeah, it's
very true.
Yeah, and avoid those emergencies. So, long-term sustainability, we can think on that at another time. And then the final page, I was looking at. I'm working with a consultant group called contracting.com, and it's worth checking out their website. But I've begun the engagement with them where they have a very, very deep library of resource for scaling business, be it HR, be it training, be it online marketing, be it a million different things, where they're working with a lot of window cleaning, painting, plumbing, drywallers.
Right.
I'm the first boat agency that they're looking at. Okay. But as we're looking to scale, I would like to adopt a system instead of inventing one.
Yeah, very true.
And run that track.
Use what already works.
Right? And they've worked with, I think, a couple thousand different contractors now, and they're doing billions in business as a network, right?
Right.
But you know, it's 4 months and then a lifetime relationship, I guess. But running through their modules, it's like 13,800 I'm going to pay them for access to this and the network of contractors, and working together as a management team. I want us all to be able to look at this information and apply it, right? Exercise proper HR techniques and feedback techniques and level 10 meetings, right? Like the level 10 meeting, like I've been trying to get that going with my tech team with the Boaters operating system, because I don't know if you know about the Boaters operating system. It's an app I designed that I have to relaunch when I have more time to commit to it. But right now it's all about getting this service business operating full potential. Like, I tried to divide myself between cars and boats. I had crew managers for boats. I had staff for cars, and we did great work. But you know, I fell out of love with the cars. Like it just wasn't sexy anymore.
That's where I'm at right now.
I'm really not, because it's different. The way I'm doing it is different. So that's why as I said, I couldn't do it the way you're doing it. That to me, I would fall out of love with doing it the way you do it. But for me, the way I like the excitement of how it makes people look. You know, people are like, wow, it's the wow factor as well, and I love it. You know? So yeah, but I will still pursue and push forward, obviously, to build that side of it so that I can not catch up to you, because I won't catch up to you, but I'll get up there as well.
Well, I'm saying it's not a competition, bro.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not. I just wanted to catch up because you've already got established businesses. I'm starting over again, technically, right? So
well, I'm saying, like, you know, incorporating the cars, we all have the mind for that, but also the yachts are where the major opportunity is. And we have to nail down that system, utilizing all of our resource, all of our management skill, all of our attention to detail to see these goals be met. Okay. Right? Current workforce, do you have a team of soldiers right now?
Not now, but it's not hard. I mean, like just before, like we were talking between 5 and 8, I actually had 8 people in business before. So, and it wasn't hard to find them. I actually put an advert back then in Craigslist. An advert in Craigslist and got people. Yeah, now it's different. You can go on Instagram, TikTok, or wherever.
But right now is 0 staff.
Yeah, technically 1 girl.
And Denzell?
0 at the moment.
Okay.
Just because I was trying to figure out what I want to do. If I want to do focus on cars, focus on boats. So but it's easy to put an ad. I did put an ad on Indeed, and I got like 50 people apply.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I do have people that I could choose from right here, right now.
Yeah.
But at the moment, 0.
So I haven't put out any ads yet. Right, I put up a Instagram post like, "Are you experienced?" And you know,
did you get feedback from that?
A couple people hit me up, but you know, it looked like there were 3 Indian brothers.
Oh yeah, no, you don't want to say.
You don't
three
want
And
to
I
brothers
was
do
in
just
that.
like, no, I'm good.
business. Yeah, you don't want to say.
Right?
Three
But
brothers in your business are going to try and take over your business.
yeah, right. So no, there's this one guy, Colin, that I brought on. He's got great sailing experience, and he's been
That's the
working
guy I
on.
met the other day.
Yes.
Colin's his name. Colin.
Yeah.
You call him another name.
Did I? No, it's Colin.
Colin. Oh, I thought you called him something else.
Yeah. So you've met Colin. You will meet Colin eventually. So he's been good, reliable.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy.
He's a real loyal guy,
Mhm.
right? Like,
And he wants to work as well, which is the other side.
Which is a good thing.
1000%,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, but just learning detailing per se. Like, there's a lot of opportunity I have to like hand him the camera while I'm showing him something, but he picks it up real quick and go for it. But you know, going through any of the polishing techniques, I want to show you how I do with the products that I use and why, so you have a full knowledge when you tell the next person about it. You know why and what for. But what compounds and polish lines are you using?
So right now I use H9 and the yellow one. What's it called? G9? I can't remember what the yellow one's called. H9 Coach Chemi.
Okay.
And then I use the yellow one.
So Freckle.
Is it Freckle?
Yeah.
The German one. G something. I think it is.
Yeah. Well, usually the Freckle, their branding is all yellow, like this.
I believe so.
Right. So they have the G3.
Yeah, the G3 something. Yeah, G39. Yeah,
that's definitely car polish, right? The yacht stuff is like the profile line, where there's a difference between physical compounds and chemical compounds.
Okay.
Right. Ones that are generating extreme heat and others that are generating abrasion, right? And knowing the pad and product combinations to make them blend, I've got the system laid out where we make boats. Like that sailboat now.
So you use Freckle?
Freckle and Ditec.
Okay.
Yeah. What do I want to see? Personal financial goals. For me, I would like to pay off all my credit cards, right? Pay off my truck. I got like 20 grand left on that truck. You know, I want to be debt free in the next year, you know, and potentially buy a house. And you could probably help me with that, right? Right? But that's some of my personal goals. The house that I'm in, I love it, right? I love my yard. I love my garden, you know, being able to like grow my own food, right? That's all I really need. When I go home, it's hot tub, cold plunge, hang in the garden, crack a beer, have a barbecue, right? I just want to peace out, right?
Yeah.
I go, but you know, the only stress that I really take on or have taken on in the past has everything to do with staff and just thinking how responsible I am for their life. You know, making sure that they're good, making sure, you know, they're in transition. Like, use the van, move yourself. I'll help you carry a couch, or you know, you need an advance. Okay, you know, we'll mark that down. And I want to take care. You need to eat something. You don't have, right? Then we bring food and you know order catering. And I used to bring catering trays of sandwiches, or hit the grocery store and get like jugs of crudité to make sure people have snacks. And I would get so worked up to make people comfortable enough to do the work, right? And when I hit my limit, I'd be like, catch a fucking bus, I'll do it myself, right? But I don't want to break like that anymore, you know? And it's all about, you know, having enough minds on being great at this. You get good, then great, then fast, right? And I've got rates set up to make sure that can happen while training, where it's zero stress. If somebody, you know, can't figure out the buffer the first time, it's like, okay, I can spend 2 hours correcting you and let you run and correct you and replace your work if I have to. But we don't lose when we go to boats. I set the rate so you can't lose, right? Even if I have to do it my damn self, we will not lose a dime on that job, right? It'll just be time and energy, right? And
but also, is there any way of cutting down the time to do what you do?
More people.
And get more. So is it more people, or how do you get more efficient? Because for me, that's why I said I couldn't do it your way. The steam to me is the most efficient way for me to do it the detail, and I'm good at that, and I've done it.
Mhm.
Right, but
Yeah,
how
like
how can you,
that suitcase steamer, I bring it inside the boat all the time,
uh,
right? If it's a basic level 1 detail, it's just wiping the surfaces. That's tug scrub, microfibers. I'm in and out of a 37-foot yacht in 45 minutes.
So you
right?
yeah. So you find the
Well,
steam
yeah.
does go make it quicker.
Yeah.
But what about for the exterior? There's no quicker way but hiring more people.
Now you can do steam.
Well, it's being efficient. So I've got tables that say, okay, it's most efficient to have 2 people on this type of boat, 3 people on this type of boat, right? Sometimes it's 5 people, 2 on the hull, 2 on the deck, 1 on the inside, right? Like I know how to organize those things.
From one boat.
Yeah, but instead of that boat taking a full day, now it's done in 5 hours.
So your money
Right.
makes more sense. So you could probably do 2 boats in that day.
Word, right? And if they're at the same site, logistical miracles. That's also been my job forever, is knowing all these sites and the connections between them and making sure people can eat while they're on the road. And all the tools are always, you don't want to run back to the shop to get more tools,
exactly.
right? When you're 100% mobile, that's literally risk mitigation. Is like, how do we mitigate those risks? And it's having a higher awareness all the time of what needs to be accomplished, what finished looks like, and making sure our teams deliver that, right? But yeah, that basically runs through everything I wanted to discuss. But generally, I you'll go back on your own time and just make some notes and decide what makes sense for you. I'm saying I have systems that operate for staff estimating, invoicing, launching a new website. I see you're building a new website. Like, my website was deep. We Beautify Boats was deep. I'm just burning it off. Nobody's reading my blogs, right? They don't really care how shit gets done, right? They just want to pay it and go. Results. So basic. I stripped it back.
The keywords have got to be what sells for you. I get that.
Yeah, so I've stripped back and I'm rebuilding, utilizing the CRM to be ultra accountable for what's happening. And in a month, like in a month of May, in a month of June, in a month of July, the service demand is different, right? So right now is hull polishing. Till May 24, hull polishing, bottom painting. June, July, deck polishing, right? Interiors also start up. August, a lot of interiors and full top to bottom, because people are trying to sell their boats because they didn't use it.
That's right.
Right? They just discover they have boat in August and they talk to their broker, oh, can I get the money out of this thing? I want to look at a cottage or a bigger boat or whatever. Like, this just ain't it for me. And then, you get into September, October, starting to wrap boats, sanitization, full steam details, right down to the bilges engine room, like sparky, clean, no odors left, clean, dry, no food left on board, wrap it up clean, and then it's November, December, January, indoor heated storage, top to bottom, front to back, in and out. All of these big ass boats, they go inside. I want to market stronger going into the fall to see that we have 20 boats to do indoor heated. This year I did 3, mostly by myself, one 60-footer, one 65-footer, and it was like, oh, and another 40-footer, right? Indoors, heated, lovely, right?
Chilling.
But it's like Hamilton, Midland, frickin' St. Catharines, right? There's other ones out on the Bruce indoors, Outer Harbor. There's quite a few indoors, but there's been a couple startups recently, right? There's probably 2 or 3 new yacht detailers show up each year, and great. There's so much business. There's so much to do. We need to stretch it out, right? Like, I'm happy when new companies show up to take the load off, right? But when they don't do it proper, then I get emotional. I hate this one thing that it feels like a knife in my gut is, do a boat fully beautiful boat, top to bottom, front to back, just beautiful. See it 5 years later and it's a bag of freaking balls. Like, what the? you know, like just not cared for, not loved, no consistent maintenance, no consistent contract. Core of this business has always been bi-weekly and weekly washes on these boats, right? That's how we met. I used to do Wednesday at Ontario Place all the time. Ontario Place Marina is no more. Cherry Street is no more. Port Credit Harbor is about to disappear.
Really?
Yeah. Redevelopment, right?
Could build houses, build condos there.
Yeah, so I'm very key in yacht clubs, Port Credit Yacht Club, Hamilton. You know, Outer Harbor's always been great. Cathedral Bluffs, the powerboating club. I used to do a lot of work there, not so much anymore. Like I had two guys there regular. They both sold their boats and moved on. At COVID, a lot of my customers, big boats, you know, big sailors, switched to power, right? And just like learning new boats. And, you know, it's really about being busy on boats at this time of year, scaling crew, training crew right now gives them that sense of, you know, not just responsibility, but ownership of the lines of this boat. You know what it takes to go over it inch by inch with a polisher, or go over it inch by inch with a steamer, and make it mint where you step back and be like, yeah, right? Well, you want to be back on that boat weekly, bi-weekly, doing that touch-up, doing that hull wash, doing those windows, proper condition.
What would you charge for something like that? You charge them for the big one for the first one.
So you look at you know, call it a 30-foot sailboat, right? A ripple wash is the most basic wash, right? It's about $5 a foot, right? A current would be, you know, I'm just getting to know your boat. That's about $25 a foot, right? So it goes from about 150 up to about 500-600. But all of my rates are on the website. You can look at all of them, right? Like I've always been completely transparent that way. But the idea is to be able to, I guess, extend my abilities with solid people that understand what detailing business is about, right? It's showing up, doing it right the first time, and doubling down at every opportunity to say, hey, we can do the interior, we can do the woodwork, we can do the polish. When we wrap it up in the fall, here's a coupon for a fall cleaning. We're selling those from May straight through, right? Making sure we've got a bag of boats lined up for fall detailing where we can knock out the polishes before it gets cold or wrapped up, right? I've got a guy, Chameleon Customs, that does CNC or CAD mock-ups of boats. He's got this box, takes the wire and does the dots all around. Custom flooring, custom canvas, where he'll design it, install it, and take it off in the season. There's a commission available for those custom canvases and custom flooring. We have the opportunity to sell those things, right? Insurance claims that come up. You've been with me on sunken boats. I'm not sure if we did Raccoon. We did the island one, we did the Port Credit one, right? And you wrote your name on the freaking carpet.
That's right.
Yeah. But, you know, those haven't come up recently, but I got to do some marketing pushing to get more of that business. But the opportunity is present and real. And, you know, if you guys are down to run with me to make detailing our thing in this city,
you're right.
like I'm the boat guy. Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that,
right? But
it's true,
right? You guys are exceptional car detailers that can show up on boats and show up on cars. I can show up on cars. We can train people to do both. The techniques that I learned for paint correction on cars from Glossit, I transferred to all grip finishes on boats where most people don't touch them. I'll correct them. I use a little abrasive compound by hand, never with machine because you'll burn right through it. But then you use the Ditec polish, the fine, and you can spark it right up. You know, and you know all these things we've been through. But you know, all in all, how do you feel about the conversation?
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. 100%.
Yeah.
It's very doable. Very doable.
All right.
You know, and as I say, I'm just waiting to sell my house to get everything. As I said, that's the finance because I wanted to just go big straight away, buy a couple more machines. As I said, now that the machine I've got, it's a good machine. That's 10 grand, but it could be better. You know, considering the machines I had before, they were so much easier in terms of getting the moisture out of the steam. That's very important because you need to do the interiors, and it has to be what's called dry steam. right? And it comes out in force as well. I mean, like the steamer that you've got for what you do for the suitcase one, as you call it. How's the pressure compared to the one I've got?
It's much. It's less.
It's less, right?
It's less.
So
like it uses less water, but it's good. It has a good push.
It's good. Well, it's good
right? Like if I degrease and toothbrush an engine, right, and then lay up the steamer, I can add water if I want, but usually I just do it with the steam
So the difference,
and air at the same time, because in a cavern like that, you're fogged out. You can't see shit. You got to run air at the same time. I'll usually put one of those air movers in. If I was using your machine, have to have the air mover to clear the steam.
Right. Well,
and the cleaning happens.
When the steam's operating the way that I want, because this company is a relatively new company that I bought a machine through as well. And they're always trying to work with me. And they're asking me, I think they're learning a lot from me, how I've been using the machine. But here's the thing. The power that you saw that steam coming out the other day, when it was like lots of moisture in it, when you take the steam out, it actually comes out the same force. So you can imagine that force coming out with dry steam, not soaking everything up, but it's blast, and you can now clean out the vents of cars. Because that's what I was doing before. I was cleaning Drake's Bugatti with cleaning out the vents with the dry steam. But this machine, I can't get the moisture down to that level at the moment. And so the people are working with me, and they're giving me always different ideas of how to do it. But I need something.
Sounds like a lot of fuck around.
That's what exactly. Whereas the other machine, all I did was
turn the dial.
Yeah,
and
get
that's
the
it.
steam out. So I'm talking to them on that. So I think
we should go after Panda, see what they've got left for those Fortadors. If they're not running their own,
I don't like those ones. I'll go for the Optima.
Well, if you can, the Optima, what you had before, that was a great machine.
I had the
but here's the buzz. Say they're sitting on 20 of these machines and they're not running.
They'll sell it for cheap.
Dime on a dollar. Maybe that's the way to go. It's something to look at. Great chat. We'll see you on the water,